Marguerite from Marguerite Sewing School again, and today's quick lesson is going to be on a 5/8 of an inch hem. You run into this all the time in patterns, and it could be a hem on a skirt, it could be the hem on a sleeve of some sort, all kinds of places where you need a narrow hem, and this one's not quite as narrow as you can get them, but it's one way to do it with a 5/8 of an inch. And I find the instructions very difficult to deal with because more often than not, it's going to tell you fold up 1/4 of an inch and then turn up another 1/4 of an inch. That's very difficult to do on a piece of fabric because you end up with all these lumps along the way. So the first thing I'm gonna do is iron it, get it a little bit warm. Now this is called a hot roller, and they come different brands and they're all marked with a grid. You can iron over this. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna line this up and put it down over the fabric, and then I'm gonna just do a quick check to see if this is at the 5/8 inch line on here, and then I'm going to press. You can press over this like that. Give it just a second to warm up, and now we have a good crease. So what we do here, because that's the 5/8, is I'm going to fold it up again, and sometimes I think I'm going to go ahead and press this again because I want it, now that we know that it's the 5/8. Okay, now let it cool a minute so you don't burn your fingers. And then tuck this into the fold. That edge of the fabric goes into the fold like this. And then I always put a few pins in it. And I use glass head pins because you can iron over them to do something really nice. But you can see how little this is and the many uses that you have for it. So again, this is just a small sample of what we can do with this. But I think you're going to like the way this turns out because you can use it for so many things. So okay, there's a reasonable thing. Now again, I'm not ironing on this. I'm going to press. You can even, if you need to, you can. Well, this is not going to steam on us at this moment. Okay, here we go. I steamed them both. Let it cool. Those pins are hot. Then I'm going to take it over to the sewing machine, and I am going to stitch down this little fold right here, because this, again, it is a hem. So I've got black thread in here, so it'll show up really well for you. And needle in when you go to start stitching, and that keeps it from the possibility of jamming or making a bird's nest. Pull this pin out, and I'm going to stitch forward a little bit back, 1 or 2 stitches just to hold it so it doesn't come apart, and then I'm going to stitch across this way. Pull that pin out when it gets up there. And you're just eyeballing this. Your stitch is right behind the crease in the foot on the machine, and all general machine feet have that little crease. A little back stitch on the other end to hold it. And what we end up with is, pressing that again, it's a nice little hem. And you see, if the thread was all the right color, you've got this little hem that works on so many things. So you don't use the instructions that come with the pattern necessarily on how to do it, but this is your 5/8 of an inch hem pressed up. Happy stitching.